Tonight on Q2, breaking down the budget.
City Council divides up funds for 2025, aiming to enhance public safety.
So we were very excited to find those cost savings and to prioritize public safety.
We'll tell you where the money will go and why some are not on board.
Plus a somber farewell. A fallen Arizona officer from Billings to be remembered by hundreds and laid to rest next to his father.
And trouble on the tracks.
They did nothing.
A lawsuit now filed in connection to a 2022 train derailment near Bridger.
The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger.
And I'm Andrea. Lutz. All eyes on public safety. The Billings City Council putting their stamp of approval on the budget for 2025.
The budget, approved in a vote of 10-1, provides additional personnel for public safety across the criminal justice system.
As our Charlie Kleps reports, more than $68 million will go toward the cause, but not everyone is happy with the plan.
The Billings City Council finalized its budget for next year on Monday night. And with public safety as the top priority, they managed to allocate nearly $68 million worth of funding to creating jobs and programs to help increase the city's safety. But not all residents are confident the changes will work.
What's going on with our youth feels very upsetting.
Whether you're a city council member,
it's been a busy year, 2 years,
or simply just a Magic City resident, there's no disputing Billings has a perception problem when it comes to crime.
I experience it because I live in an area where there are frequent police calls and frequent issues.
For Catherine Card, it often falls right on her doorstep on the city's south side.
It's just frustrating to see what I interpret as ineffective handling of some of the issues.
Crime and all of the problems that come with it are complex challenges the city has been working to solve.
For many of us, myself included, the number one priority was better funding for public safety resources.
And City Council member Jennifer Owens says it was the main focus as the council put together its budget for next year.
So what we were able to do last night was invest in prevention, law enforcement personnel, fire personnel, legal, court personnel, and even some innovative approaches on detention.
The $68 million budget will fund 6 new patrol officers, 2 new detectives, 3 community safety officers, 7 firefighters, a prosecutor, and nearly $600,000 in prevention work, including crisis response units.
The ability to really funnel and prioritize public safety was very exciting, and I can't wait to see the results.
But not everyone is so eager.
Increased officers, increased personnel, and the
big changes to their day-to-day operations.
Arresting is not the
Says the city and all of its entities have never been this united in their fight against crime.
This is the point in time where we are collaborating across jurisdictions more than ever, and I think that's what's really going to turn the tide.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
Hundreds of law enforcement officers from across the region descend on Billings as former Arizona police officer Joshua Breeze will be laid to rest in Montana. The West High grad died in the line of duty during a disturbance on June 1st while working in Arizona. Late last night, his body arrived at the airport where a procession led the fallen officer to Dahl Funeral Home. His service is tomorrow at Metro Park Pavilion, and it's open to the public, and then he'll be buried in Rockvale. Breese's father, a former Yellowstone County Sheriff's deputy, also died in the line of duty in 2006 after a car crash. Breese was already honored in Gilbert, Arizona.
Well, take a look at this video. It's from October of 2022 when 15 train cars derailed just east of Bridger. Now one Bridger family is in the middle of a lawsuit suing BNSF for trespassing after oil seeped onto their land. Tonight, our Haley Monaco returns to the scene, speaking with that family.
Less than 2 years ago, a multi-car train derailment happened along this stretch of land. Since then, it's severely impacted one family's way of life.
This may look like typical ranch land, but it's what is under this ground that's concerning.
You can see the brown. It's changing the grass color.
On October 1st, 2022, 15 train cars derailed a half-mile east of Bridger on BNSF Railway-owned tracks, spilling 31,000 gallons of fuel.
Burlington Northern's done nothing, and the Department of Environmental Quality has been their lapdog.
Shala Kalam and her family are now suing BNSF.
So much of this situation is hard to place a value on.
She says something out of her family's control has left them feeling frustrated because of the lack of cleanup BNSF did.
Petroleum distillates work a lot like a volcano. So if you can envision a volcano and the lava and the ash, the way that it plumes up, that's what happens underground.
We filed a lawsuit in June of 2023 because it became obvious that the railroad is not doing an effective job of mitigation of the site.
There is, of course, another side to this story. BNSF is fighting the lawsuit, but the company declined to speak with us, saying it doesn't comment on pending litigation. The lawsuit accuses BNSF of trespassing. In the state of Montana, a railroad company cannot be sued for negligence because it is a common carrier of goods.
So in this case, the columns are suing the railroad for trespass. Because they've taken their petroleum product and trespassed onto the columns' land.
And there's only so much land that's there for agriculture.
Land that was once a form of nourishment, now a terrifying thought.
How it's impacting our animals, we really don't know. How it's impacting the grass, we really don't know.
And that uncertainty has the family now reconsidering their future on a land they once loved but no longer feel safe calling home.
You know, our dream was to build a home on this property. We can't drill a well that would have safe drinking water now. Our goal has always been to leave something for our kids. And what are we leaving them?
In Bridger, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
And we thought we'd take you on a little trip around the state to get things started in Miles City with the Stockman Bank weather cam there, where we've had a mild afternoon looking out towards Missoula. We had plenty of sunshine today and some warm temperatures that have been building in statewide. Right now sitting at 84, but the wind gusts are up to 32 miles an hour. So we go Miles City, Missoula. How about a stop in Butte at 77? Still a little bit breezy there here this afternoon. Out towards Bozeman, 83 degrees at the airport in Belgrade. And well, how about one more stop over in Great Falls, where the temperatures have been very mild throughout the afternoon. Here in Billings, just a little bit of haze with the Stockman Bank weather cam. Back with a look at your forecast details in a few minutes.
A much debated proposed landfill near Shepherd will move forward. The Montana DEQ approved construction of the landfill for auto shredder residue. So it's going to be located at the corner of U.S. Highway 87 and Shepherd-Acton Road, 6 miles west of Shepherd. The repository will sit on 90 acres of a 320-acre plot of land. Pacific Steel and Recycling wants to dispose 25,000 tons of residue from their existing facility in Billings, and the plan comes under scrutiny from nearby residents. They're concerned about the environmental impact. Construction will wrap up in January of 2025.
If you visited Pioneer Park recently, you may have noticed that half of the park's tennis courts are torn up, and those courts will remain unusable for a good chunk of the summer. The courts on the south side of the park are being resurfaced. According to the city's Parks and Rec Department, the courts have become unsafe over time, and so builders are replacing the courts with post-tension concrete. Some thought the courts might be converted to pickleball courts, but that's not the case. The makeover project does mean some tennis players are having to adjust their summer sports plans.
This is like the most convenient spot for most of us, but I think we could find like other spots for a couple weeks.
They weren't in great shape before, but with this renovation, they'll look a lot better and be much better to play on. Construction
could take anywhere from 30 to 60 days. The tennis courts on the north end will remain open.
Still to come on the MTN 530 News on Q2, Catalyst for Change. A mental health program is thriving and expanding in Big Timber. We'll have those details.
And shining a light on Shriners. For one Billings Central football player, the game has become a family tradition with its meaning going well beyond the field. Stay with us.